Hey geeks, this is Minx from AverageGEEK. I'm here joined again with Dave.
Hi up.
And special guest today, my boyfriend, Jasper.
Hello.
Today we're going to be discussing, being kind of goofy actually, and goofy. And we're going to be discussing some Disney animated features and Pixar films that are either our favorites or that we completely frickin' hate. And reasons why, plot holes, and the like, I'm sure.
And I think for us, this is especially good because we all kind of grew up in the Disney Renaissance with things like Beauty and the Beast, Little Mermaid, Aladdin, Tarzan being a massive one. So we had a lot to go on.
Mm-hmm. Cinderella.
Cinderella's
like
one
the golden age. The golden age.
Yeah. We have a lot to go on.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Well, who wants to start?
Well, I suppose I'll put my foot forward saying I was never into the traditional Disney movies as a kid. They've kind of grown on me a little bit now, but when I was a kid, the whole song and dance thing it felt really boring to me. So I was always a Pixar kid. Like my favorite Pixar movie is The Incredibles. Because I absolutely adore that movie.
It's pretty incredible.
What about you guys? Oh, yes, sir. But yeah, so where are you guys coming from?
Usually Dave comes up with the puns. What is this?
What do you like about The Incredibles, Dave?
Well, because I love superheroes. That's a big thing. But then there's also the music. Again, I love spy movies. I love how many references they have to that. The humor, because Pixar's just always like ridiculously funny. And the Frozone scene. I'm still waiting for the Frozone spin-off, which hopefully we'll get, because I think Disney properly acquired Pixar recently. They used to just be kind of working together, but now they actually properly own it or something. I don't know. It's always been a grey area.
Owns everything.
Yeah.
What I like
the greatest Disney Infinity kit you've ever seen.
Yeah, what I like about The Incredibles as well is what they used to get things right. Like, for example, the mum actually used proper terms when she was flying the airplane. She used proper code names and code words.
Yeah.
So they actually did their research. So
yeah, Pixar, they don't mess around.
Something else I liked in that was them actually doing a kind of a classic training montage.
Yeah.
You know, with him getting into shape and whatnot.
Getting into
that was
car.
Cool. Who's your favorite of The Incredibles? Who's your favorite character?
You mean the family or just in general?
The family.
Probably Mr. Incredible. Just his whole bit as like the exhausted sort of dad. Because one thing with a lot of sitcoms that used to be around when we were younger, the whole marriage thing was always like, it was sort of the shrewish kind of wife, the jerk husband, and the two awful kids. This whole family thing felt a lot more real. So a lot of Bob or Mr. Incredible's gripes, it wasn't like, the wife isn't cooking. He had genuine issues of feeling, where's my life going? What am I actually doing now that the greatest thing I ever did is I can't do that anymore? So there's for him, there's a lot of reevaluation of who he is, what he wants to do, how he can bring what he used to love into his current life and all that sort of thing. I just think it's really good fun.
My favorite's Jack.
Agreed. How can you not love the Demon Baby? I mean, come on.
Little flaming ball of fire.
Yes. And then eventually lead.
I always loved watching the special feature on the DVD, which was actually the babysitter. Like their time with it was actually the time that the babysitter had with Jack.
Yeah.
And how it went so out of control. It was amazing.
I forgot that existed.
It's amazing.
And this is like by the end, like she has like a mirror, and like first he shoots fire at her, so she holds up an extinguisher. Then he shoots lasers, holds up a mirror.
Yeah.
God, I forgot that existed. Jesus Christ.
The doorbell rings, and then it goes back to the normal thing. Are you the new babysitter?
I would love Pixar to have a YouTube channel and upload those shorts, or just have a team working on.
Same with Disney. I love all the shorts that Disney and Pixar come up with, but they never actually put them separately. You have to find them on the actual movie. Like, you have to actually get the movie.
You mean like the after things? Because they actually released anthologies and collections of all their shorts.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, well,
they have
done
DVDs.
one of those recently.
Yeah. They have DVDs with the actual shorts on them.
Nice. That makes
I'll
sense.
have to try and find them. Yes.
But yeah, so what is your favorite Disney and or Pixar movie?
My favorite is because it actually has sentimental value mostly. It was the first Disney movie I ever saw in theaters, and my older brother actually took me to see it.
Aww.
And because he used to actually, like, when I was a little kid, he used to actually take me to the movies all the time. Because my older siblings are all dramatically older than me. And it was actually Beauty and the Beast.
That's a great one.
What's funny is I was actually going to say Beauty and the Beast.
Oh yes, it was just adorable.
No!
Oh, God.
We're not that high of a level of sickening yet, so it's okay.
Oh, you totally are.
Oh, shut up, Dave.
I saw you before the show. I saw you before the podcast. I was there, man. But no, yeah, and as I was saying, Beauty and the Beast, that came out like in the late 80s, early 90s, in that absolute
early 90s
spot. Yeah, it's like that sweet spot for Disney movies where just everything was going right.
Mm-hmm.
And the songs in it were actually not as randomly placed, if that makes sense.
Yeah, no,
they actually had a reason for the. They kind of had a reason, and they kind of pushed the plot along a little bit.
Yeah, and it was one of the first movies where you actually got to see computer-generated backgrounds.
Yeah.
Added to the dynamic to it.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Now, here's my question for you guys on opinions. Is that movie an example of Stockholm Syndrome? Or is that movie an example of how people who are essentially outcasts finding solace in each other?
Second one.
I think you can certainly do the Stockholm Syndrome thing, and being people on the internet. We've seen all manner of weird and stupid theory, but I don't think that's what it was meant to be. I think it was meant to be, hey, here's this... You go.
If you actually want to go via the book, then yes, it was an example of Stockholm Syndrome. If you actually want to just stop everything, look at the movie, and see the movie for what it is, then it's ostracized people finding solace in one another.
And of course, it's Disney, so that was their intention.
Here is an interesting factoid. One of the guys who worked on the movie extensively, I think story-wise, actually ended up dying of AIDS about a month after it was released. And a good part of the influence for that movie was pretty much how bullies are accepted as long as they have certain characteristics, and their victims are not, because they lack those characteristics. Because if you look at it, Belle was ostracized because she was, a bookworm. Yes. So everyone thought she was odd. There was something wrong with her. Whereas Gaston, who's a total asshat, just because he's muscular
and masculine.
No one turns men gay like Gaston.
Oh, don't you know it?
It's he's
everyone
loves him.
Yeah.
There's also the fact that her dad was a marvelous inventor, but because he was eccentric, he was seen as wacky and crazy.
Yep, and thrown into
with the AIDS thing, Beauty and the Beast is essentially Philadelphia. I mean, they're the same movie, really. Am I? Okay.
I don't know if I'd go that far. But, and then, like, the Beast, everyone thought he was ugly and hideous and had been pretty much convinced he was just a monster the entire time, so how else would you react? You know,
Yeah.
because think about it, when the town is coming to, pretty much kill him, he's not mad. He's sad.
Yeah.
He'd given up.
He gave up until Belle comes back for him, and then he has a reason to live and to fight. And
because Belle's in danger from townsfolk coming to get him.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And so he fights.
Yeah. I do. One of my favorite parts of that movie is at the end when he changes. They made a point to show everyone else changing back as well, and you kind of see the people. Like every character, you see the person behind the weird little household object that they once were, like Lumiere. He's all
Cogsworth.
very Cogsworth, Mrs. Pot, and Chip.
And the duster.
So I thought that. I can't remember that much. It's been a long time since I watched Beauty and the Beast.
The duster was the what Lumiere was always trying to make out with.
Yep.
Oh, right.
He was trying to get himself in them feathers.
What do you mean trying? He succeeded. We all know it.
Candlesticks somewhere. Okay, I will say this though. Totally like the Beast before he turned back into Prince Adam.
Agreed.
Oh my god. And it's so funny because my mom, every time they show that part where he like floats up and his fingers burst into fucking light and his toes burst into fucking light, my mom goes, oh god, it's Twinkle Toes. It's like that part I hate. One of the funniest pieces of art I've ever seen was on DeviantArt. It was like a total like cartoon chibi thing where he's going, Belle, it's me, and Belle's got a knife in her hand. She goes, change back. I love that piece. I forget the artist who did it, but I adore that piece.
What do you feel like was the last good Disney animated movie? Like sort of in that space before, because Pixar was consistently good, but just Disney Animation Studios, there was kind of a gap there before we sort of got like Wreck-It Ralph and Frozen. What do you think was like the last good one?
Treasure Planet.
Oh,
well, we all know what Jasper's favorite
That's
is.
a good one. Oh, I forgot that one.
Planet.
See, people forget.
That was
I finally watched it.
Wasn't it?
I finally watched it, so somebody was happy about it.
Isn't it amazing? It's amazing.
It is amazing, and I actually like Morph. Morph is my favorite character.
Of course, Morph.
Morph's
amazing.
That was 2002, wasn't it? Because that's when Harry Potter and the Chamber of Secrets came out, I think.
I think what Disney's issue became is that they were making too many unnecessary direct-to-DVD sequels.
Yeah, that's certainly that.
They weren't putting out enough, hey, let's get to they were going direct-to-DVD sequels.
Yeah, and sadly, Treasure Planet was actually going to have a Treasure Planet 2, and it was going to have, like, a cartoon on the Disney Channel. Like, they had it all sorted and all ready. But because a lot of other movies came out at the time and they didn't do as well in the box office, they...
Because of Harry Potter, I mean,
yeah.
It's going against Harry freaking Potter.
Yeah. They
That's a
couldn't
juggernaut.
do it.
Yeah. The same thing actually happened with the Looney Tunes. That's why they stopped making Looney Tunes cartoons for about, 10 years. Because Looney Tunes Back in Action came out at the same time, and it suffered the same thing. And Warner Brothers basically said, we have this thing with wizards, and we have things with cartoons. What's making us more money at the moment?
Yeah.
For me, the last...
What was the best...
Oops, sorry.
Go ahead.
For me, the last good Disney one was The Emperor's New Groove. I freaking love that movie. I
never finished watching it. I never finished watching it.
It was really
wow. Because you just didn't have the time, or you didn't like it?
It's one of those movies I only caught bits and pieces of here and there.
Okay.
And I never really felt the need to sit down and watch it. I think, other than Treasure Planet, which was like a week ago, I think one of the last Disney movies I watched, like straight Disney animation features, was probably Road to El Dorado.
Was it DreamWorks?
Yep.
Hold on, let me check the DVD.
Hold on.
Hold on.
It was on Netflix.
Oh, here we go. Road to El Dorado. It's behind the Stay Puft Marshmallow Man.
It is DreamWorks. Never mind.
DreamWorks. Don't worry, I make the same mistake. I used to make the same mistake all the time with Anastasia.
Yeah, and that's actually right next to El Dorado on Netflix right now. What is one well, in that case,
That's what I got.
the last one I watched. The last one I watched was Brother Bear.
Oh, I never saw that one, but I heard a lot of people love it.
Brother Bear is really
alright.
good. Plus, I'm also happy with the second one. Brother
Really?
Bear 2.
That's
Yeah.
a sequel?
Yeah, it's a sequel to a lot of things. Brother Bear 2 was actually really good because it did have a female
Undercover
character it had a female as a more prominent role, plus they didn't try to beautify her, if that's the word you want to use. She was actually... Well, she was human first.
Oh, right, that's how those worked.
Yeah.
Well...
But no, she was actually really self-sufficient, I guess, is the way of the word. And she did, like, she wasn't required to be, pretty and have guys chasing after her and all that sort of stuff. It was actually really good.
But they made her more of a realistic representation of a female than...
Which is weird, because she was turned into a bear.
Yeah, but only at the end. Spoiler alert.
I only say that because they had that character, and they've had so many female characters before who are just straight humans where they didn't get it right. Disney!
Disney needs to obviously do more animal features. It's the only way they get things right. Kidding. No.
I really like where Disney is going lately. I feel like they've kind of found what they need to do again.
Yeah.
Because I love Wreck-It Ralph. That movie makes me cry. Like that bit,
Wreck-It
bit at the very end. The bit at the very end where he's basically going towards the Mentos volcano.
Yeah.
And he's reciting the sort of the Villains Anonymous thing. I'm always like, oh god. But yeah, I love that movie. But speaking of modern Disney,
there's a question with
yep.
No, I have a question for you regarding regarding it. Mr. Fix-It, if he hit Vanellope with his hammer, would it fix her glitching?
I don't think so, because I don't think she was broken.
Yeah, she was.
I mean, but I always thought that her ability wasn't because of the glitch. She'd always had that ability, but then it was just King Candy who locked her piece of code out of the central game code and put it into the...
Locking her piece of code out of the central system was actually what made her glitch in the first place.
Well, I still don't think so, because...
Wasn't she fine once King Candy was gone?
No.
Well, the thing was, she could still, but she could do it voluntarily. And like you see her at the end racing with all the other racers, going for joink.
Yep.
And so I'd say no, but I would certainly. I mean, someone could certainly say yes, and for the exact same reason. So yeah, I don't know. I'd say no, because, but then again, I like the character, and I think, oh no, she's perfect as she is. In the same way that Ralph is.
Yeah, that's true.
I'm too emotionally connected to one of the less emotionally deep Disney films there is.
I don't think it would, simply for the fact they were from completely different games. So I think the physics would be different enough that his power probably wouldn't work.
We're getting into some weird territory.
However, Mr. Fixer, when they were in the candy racing area, used his hammer and actually fixed something with it. So that's kind of...
I think her coding is more complex than, say, like landscape coding.
That's true. Also, it's a children's film, so I don't think they're thinking that far into the logic. I mean, that's the
issue.
That's the thing.
Dave.
That's the thing. The one thing.
I mean, that's the issue. Whenever anyone argues about like movies or comics or video games or book stuff, oftentimes they didn't write it any further than what is presented, so they probably didn't think about that. They just said, "Yep, that's how the plot goes." It's like, okay. Whereas we're here
Yes,
like,
no. Yes, no, because there is a considerable amount of adult humor in all of these animated features because they know that the parents are taking their kids to see these, and they have to be just as entertained.
Yeah.
Now, did you want to get started on that roller coaster?
Okay, before we start with that, I want to say my favorite Pixar movie is actually Brave.
Oh.
Look, more bears!
Oh,
and here goes Dave. Ready? We're going to set him off before we set you off.
Right. I don't have any issues with Brave. My issue is with, and Jasper knows this. My issue was with the marketing. And I liked it. I liked it. It certainly wasn't the best. It wasn't the worst. Cars 2 holds that quite firmly. Like
Cars 2 wasn't that bad.
Cars 1 was... I don't know. Cars is a weird place.
Cars, we already discussed. Cars is just a animated version of the movie Doc Hollywood.
Yes.
Which is a good movie. So I enjoyed that.
My issue with the Brave marketing, I'm not sure if it was the same over in America, but over here, both for the Blu-ray release and the cinema release, every ad, and they ran all the time, because of course you want to get the kids in. All the time. It was just, have you got a chance to change your fate, would you? I'm like...
It was even on the radio. It was terrible.
Oh, no.
It was everywhere.
Got the chance to change your fate. I would be sitting there in my quietest, most personal moments, considering the universe and all of its greater mysteries, and just here on the wind. If you had a chance to change your fate, would you? It was the worst thing, and
it was terrible.
And it really put me off it. I mean, I know that's marketing, that's advertisement, it's meant to get in your head, but
not to the point where it pisses you off enough where you don't want to see it.
Well, it's
Dave ended up watching a year and a half after the actual thing came out.
Well, a similar tactic was taken with How to Train Your Dragon 2, but it was a song. I think it's like 30 Seconds to Mars or some sort of nonsense. And that bit of music got stuck in my head, but it wasn't annoying. I just remembered the movie, so I don't know. But now I've had a rage. Let's get this going. Now we're talking about modern Disney films. All
right. So I'll go ahead and lead into this because I know that Jasper absolutely loves this movie. It is amazing.
With all of his soul and all of his spirit, he sings the praises of this film.
Loads.
Well, actually, okay.
The latest phenomenon.
Before Jasper starts, you and I, Minx, Rick, we should get it out of the way. What we think of this film.
Before I blow it out of the water. Go!
Yes.
Before you blow it out of the water. Okay, Dave, go first. Go.
It has... Okay, we're talking about Frozen. It has its issues. It does honestly have issues, and it's not quite the feminist masterpiece that everyone wants it to be, but it's a step in the right direction. It was a good blend of classic song and dance Disney and modern Disney. The animation was good. There are issues with a lot of the characters looking the same. I thought the ice effects were beautiful and stunning. They overplayed their hand with having let it go everywhere. The merchandising is a bit annoying. But it's watchable. I like it. I can sit and watch it if it's on the telly. It's okay. It's good fun. Okay, you'll go.
All I have to say is I absolutely adore Idina Menzel.
Uh-huh.
I loved her in Rent. I loved her in Wicked.
Uh-huh.
She has an amazing voice.
Uh-huh.
And that was my main draw in actually watching this movie. And I love Sven. Sven is my favorite.
Now, he was the reindeer, yes?
Yes, he is the reindeer.
Get it right.
Um,
It's a reindeer. Come on.
God, so un-PC.
God.
God.
Respect his deer identity. I mean, come
Yes,
on now.
that is pretty much that, and I adored the effects in the movie. I think they pulled off a lot of beautiful effects, especially like the ice tower. I think that was beautifully done.
They tried really
Oh
hard.
God, they did. But that's all I'm actually gonna say about the movie, because a lot of the things that, like you said, Dave, it's not the feminist masterpiece that people want it to be, because I think a lot of the things that they're pointing out about the movie have already been done in a lot of the Disney Pixar movies.
But it is a step in the right
preceded
direction. It is a step in the right direction.
I'm going to turn it over to Jasper.
Okay. No, that's a good plan. Yeah, Jasper.
And
Alright.
your thoughts,
I'll say
my
some
dear.
good things first, I guess.
Are you frozen?
He guesses.
The effects were nice. I will agree with that. The characters, aka the way Sven and Olaf worked together, was hilarious. That amused me. However, the whole plot was ridiculous. One, where the fuck did her magic come from, and why does nobody else have it? If she's the only one that has it, like, they didn't even make... Oh, look, there goes Dave. Dave DC'd.
Yep.
But, like, they didn't even make reference to the fact that somebody, like, in a past generation, through the family line, had this power. No, didn't even do that. And it was like, how are we going to fix this? Oh, let's just go talk to some trolls. How do we know these trolls? Oh, I don't know how we know these trolls. We just know that they're magic users. How do they have their magic? We don't fucking know. They're trolls. Alright. Because that's useful. Also, the fact that, they had a human child being raised by trolls. Where were his parents? His parents died through the ice, cutting circulation. Okay, what happened to the people that were looking after him with the actual ice cutters? What happened to them? There's a good question. It's just, there are so many plot holes. There are so many things where you're wondering, well, why wasn't this explained? Why wasn't this, led off into this point? Why is this so empty? Like, we went through the entire thing, and I felt like it was rushed. I felt like there was parts missing to it that could have easily been explained through, like, one sentence. And it just wasn't there. So it left you leaving the theater, or, finishing the DVD going, that doesn't feel finished. And it doesn't. The music in it, I can't. Like, some of it's good, but the majority of it is repetitive and annoying to me. So I just end up being angry whenever I hear it.
Is that because of the movie itself, or is that because of the marketing, though? Is that an after effect?
I didn't see much of the marketing, so it was more of the movie than the marketing.
Okay.
Unlike
fair enough. Because I know that everything was full of Let It Go parodies. I actually
watched Frozen before the majority of the movies and stuff, like before the majority of the YouTube vids and the parodies and the stuff came out. So it didn't affect that.
Gotcha.
It was just a letdown, really, for me. And I've grown up with Disney movies and Pixar movies and gotten used to all of it. Like, I grew up with it. It's major core of my being, really, that I absolutely adore Disney films, but this one was just a letdown.
I missed the rage, didn't I?
You missed the rage.
Welcome back, Dave.
Rage is over. Rage is done.
Oh.
The rage is done.
You missed it.
I mean, I do like that with Frozen, Disney's kind of found its feet again.
It refound its popularity, I think.
Yeah.
And in the hearts and minds of little girls everywhere.
Yeah, they're in a good spot. I mean, I know they've done a lot of the stuff before. I think it was just we had been so long without Disney being like, hey, we talked about Beauty and the Beast before. Here's a strong, intelligent woman. We've been a long time without Disney giving that a whirl. So I don't know. I think it's kind of griefy that they're back and they're trying to do this.
I think they were getting back to that with Brave because that was a strong, independent woman who don't need no man.
Yeah, no, that's true. But
and I think that movie nailed it a little more than this one.
But how?
To be honest, I actually like Home a lot more than I like the other films.
I haven't seen Home yet.
But I always get confused about how much of the creative process is split between Pixar and Disney. Like, I feel like Pixar has its own teams and its own writers, but I'm never quite sure because I'm always reading conflicting things. But yeah, Home. That's now, is that a DreamWorks film or is that I lose track?
It's a DreamWorks film.
That was the one with Rihanna and
Jim Parsons.
That's right, Jim Parsons. I mean, I've given it a go.
It's actually pretty good.
That marketing had the same thing, the same issue, and it bothered me the same way as Brave did.
The latest Pixar film was actually Inside Out.
I still haven't watched that. I need to watch it.
I saw it at the drive-in.
Yeah.
All I'm going to say is that it's a good movie, but I feel like there's more enjoyment and meaning to be had if you go into it looking at the deeper message that's in it.
Yeah, I've heard that it's quite feelsy and there's some serious, like some heavy stuff.
It is. It's a lot more complex than it appears in the marketing material. And if you go in actually looking forward to something with a little more meat, more complexity, I think you'll find way more enjoyment in it. I didn't go into it like that. I went into it expecting a typical Disney Pixar buddy film.
Yeah, like John Lasseter appears somewhere as a voice and it's shenanigans.
Yeah, and when I finally realized, holy crap, this is a way more complex meaning and tale, then I was like, oh, okay, it clicked.
Yeah. The usual thing I usually do when I go into films is expect nothing, because that way you're pleasantly surprised every single time you go.
Fair enough.
I can't do that. I need the hype. Hype is life.
Need the hype.
I love the hype.
Should we talk about some of the movies that are coming out
such as
soonish? We've got The Good Dinosaur.
Have heard of it.
Finding Dory.
That I'm intrigued by.
And good old Toy Story 4,
which has had some more information come out about it that it's kind of swayed my opinion a little bit.
Do tell. Inform us, Dave.
Basically, the plot. It's just what the basic plot was going to be. So spoilers if you're really pedantic about that sort of thing. But the idea of Toy Story 4 is basically to do with the love story between Bo Peep and Woody. What
happened to Bo Peep in Toy Story 3? That's my question.
Well, that could be what this film is about. I mean, that's always been something throughout the trilogy. That's always kind of been, like, mentioned.
Sweet.
And yeah, it's always been a thing that's always been there, but we've never looked into it beyond them kind of, flirting here and there.
A little bit.
Yeah. So I mean, I didn't think there was any more meat on the Toy Story bone, but it certainly looks like there could be with this. I mean, it could suck. It could potentially be a very, very depressing final nail in the Toy Story coffin, or it could just be a really good movie. I mean, I don't know.
I feel like they were kind of stretching it when they got to Toy Story 3.
Yeah.
And I honestly feel like they could have combined the story of 2 and 3
I love
together.
3, and I went into it thinking, oh, this is going to be terrible. Well, I didn't think it was going to be terrible. I thought this is going to be a real drag, but it turned out to be pretty darn emotional. But I think that was it wasn't so much, like, the movie was written well. It was a great movie, but I think a lot of it was the emotional weight of, like, all the 20-somethings who have now entered university or any sort of tertiary education.
And they had to
out.
leave behind sentimental valued items.
Yeah. And I think, like, the whole thing was so well done. But, like, how much of that was a fluke and how much of that was just sentimentality, or how much of that was an actual...
I think it's also like Monsters, Inc. and Monsters University, because the time between the two was actually those that had watched Monsters, Inc. as kids were actually going into university when Monsters University came out.
Yeah.
Even though, isn't Monsters University a prequel?
Yes.
It's more of a backstory of how Sully and everybody came to know one another, and then how Randall became their arch nemesis kind of thing.
Was he still voiced by Steve Buscemi?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, Randall's still Steve Buscemi.
Okay. I love Steve
Oh, he's
Buscemi.
great. I wasn't a huge fan of Monsters. I mean, again, it was still good. Anything that's Pixar, it's kind of automatically got something to enjoy, but I wasn't huge on that one, just because it's such an American thing, like the college experience with fraternities and fraternities. That doesn't happen here in Australia. You go to uni to learn, and then you either go home or you live on campus.
Yeah, like my little sister is right now.
Yeah, exactly. So the whole thing with like all this frat stuff, it's never really rang with me. Maybe that's why I didn't enjoy Animal House, and people seem to call it one of the greatest comedies ever or something.
It's a cult classic, is what it is.
Yeah.
So.
But I mean, it was still a good movie. It just some of it didn't resonate.
Fair enough.
I don't know. It's a weird thing when the company that could do no wrong still does wrong, but it's still good, and you're kind of like, I don't like it, but it's just because, it's really hard to nail down. But yeah, Toy Story 4, that's going to be a weird one. I mean, I'll stay optimistic, I guess. It's a weird situation.
Yeah.
But then again, I mean, the same thing can be said of The Incredibles 2. I mean, there's still stories to be told, but the first one wrapped it up pretty well.
Yeah.
But I've been
I want to know what happened with Mole Man.
Well, yeah, The Underminer. I mean, wouldn't it be great though? Wouldn't it be great though if the movie starts up with like an old news report of that?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, that'd be great.
Oh my god, it would be so cool. Oh my god. Oh wow, it's Incredibles 2. I mean, we've had so many crappy sequels. Like Cars 2 Cars 2 happened, even though again it was still okay. Meanwhile, I've been waiting like 11 years for The Incredibles 2.
Speaking of Cars 2, they're also coming out with Cars 3.
And Planes.
Oh, another Planes movie? I haven't even seen the first one.
Didn't they already do a second one?
Yeah, I think they did, but I think it was another direct-to-DVD.
Well, I think what has happened is because Disney has acquired Pixar, they are using the Cars universe, because Planes was a Disney animated feature. Planes was a Disney feature, but it was set in the universe of Cars. So I think, look, you're probably right. There probably was a direct-to-DVD thing. I remember hearing the title. It was like Planes, Fire and Rescue or something.
Yeah.
I don't know. We're getting to that weird, oversaturated point again.
Another new one that's also coming out from Disney is Zootopia.
Now, my I know a bunch of people, mostly furries, who are crazy excited about that movie. And
I actually know somebody who worked on the animation, so I'm actually pretty excited about it.
Oh yeah, that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Huh. I could go either way. I remember watching part of a trailer a while ago, but it looked like more of it looked like an animation test from like the early 90s. Where it was kind of just a white background and you just had some characters move around on it. It was like, look what we can do with computers. But I mean, I'll give it a go. I mean, it looks cool, I guess. But so I actually read a plot synopsis about that. It's supposed to be like all animals kind of have a place, they all get along. So I'm assuming they're all vegetarians, unless it takes a very, very dark turn.
Which, let's face it, Disney does have those shocking moments where things do turn dark. I mean, look at Up. Talk about Up, Finding Nemo.
Yeah.
You know, everything starts with a kick in the crotch.
Oh my god, Up. I still remember going on, like, my first date ever with my first proper boyfriend, watching that, and just sitting there going, what? But yeah, so the whole idea is that a bunny rabbit, she joins the police force, and of course the police force is all like gorillas and tigers and really tough anthropomorphic animals. Oh yeah, rhinos, things like that. So she gets partnered up with kind of a sly, slick kind of fox who's a bit of a con man, but I suppose ultimately a good dude or something. Which sounds fun. I mean, I love buddy cop films, so if they can get that right, then yeah, I'm on board.
Right.
But it could go very badly. Anything could go badly. But yeah, what's your favorite, like, animated movie that isn't like not Disney, like Don Bluth movies or things like that? Like, for me, it'd be An American Tail. That's a Don Bluth film, and I think it's a Don Bluth film. And I love that movie.
That's a good question.
So, favorite animated movie that is not
not Disney, not Pixar.
How to Train Your Dragon.
Oh yeah, that's a good one.
Rise of the Guardians.
Now wait, are we talking about the one with Jack Frost or the one with the owls?
The one with Jack Frost.
Okay, yeah, that was a good one. I didn't see the owl one.
That one, actually, the owl one, just watching the trailers kind of creeped me out, so I didn't want to watch it.
I read the book. I read the first book.
Yep.
I couldn't find the other ones at the library at the time.
Mm-hmm.
But the book was really interesting. I watched part of the movie and was really disappointed. So.
Hold on, I might just do a quick bit of gazoogling. I just want to try and get a budget on that. So what was it? The Owls of Galhul or something?
Yep.
The
Guardians of Galhul.
Galhul film. Let's Google that. Yeah, here we go. And it's got a 7 out of 10 on IMDb, 50 on Rotten Tomatoes, so it's not bad. And it made its money back. It cost $80 million to make. It made $140 million.
Yeah.
Wait, it has a video game?
Yep.
Oh, that's a great idea. Wait, hold on. There was a Cats and Dogs sequel?
Yes, there was.
Oh my god.
Speaking of which, that new movie was A Day in the Life of The Secret Life of Cats and Dogs, or The Secret Life of Pets, or something.
Oh yeah,
like
that one that's coming out. I want to see that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So do I. That looks freaking hilarious. What's your favorite part of that trailer?
Oh god.
Oh,
probably,
look at this. This looks adorable.
Probably the dog that's like waiting in front of the door. Just waiting in front of the door.
I got a busy day of waiting until they get home.
It's got Louis C.K. in it.
Yep.
Okay, I'm in.
I think my favorite part is tied between the cat in the refrigerator and the fucking poodle at the very
It has
end.
Dana Carvey and Steve Coogan.
Where he's like,
God.
be good, have a good day, and the guy walks out, and then all of a sudden, the fucking poodle just turns on, like, some hardcore death metal. I was just like, Rah!
Yeah.
Like, that shit. Oh my god, I laughed so hard when I saw that. And then the freaking cat who eats an entire freaking, like, turkey,
Yeah.
and then, like, literally falls out of the fucking fridge, and is just like, and then sees this fucking cake, and is just like,
Gets back in the
Yep.
fridge.
So,
gets back in the fridge.
so where did Illumination come from? Like, they just kind of exploded out with Despicable Me a few years back, and, I mean, I'm just looking at their filmography. They had Despicable Me, then Hop. Did anybody see Hop?
Yes. Hop was the Easter Bunny one, yeah?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah, I saw it. It wasn't bad. It was kind of weird.
Then they had... Oh, sorry, you on.
It's got a mix of CGI and real life stuff, and it's got the guy that played Scott Summers on X-Men.
Oh, I wouldn't know that because I'm not here on the X-Men.
Yeah. Except she's like really bright and chirpy and really weird. It's weird. It's weird.
Then they had Dr. Seuss's The Lorax. I saw bits of The Lorax. I thought it was okay.
Good. That was good.
It was alright fun.
I watched the entire thing. It's good.
Don't forget they also are behind Ice Age, too.
Oh, are they?
Mm-hmm.
Huh.
They have a exclusive financing and distribution contract with Universal.
Seriously?
So that's where it's a subsidiary of Universal.
Huh.
That's where
Wikipedia's lied to me. That's weird. Are you sure?
Yeah.
Well, I'm reading something different. I must be reading bad stuff. I'm sorry. Ignore me. Oh, they're doing it.
Yeah, they did Ice Age, Alvin and the Chipmunks, Sport and Here's a Who. In addition to Despicable Me and Minions.
See, I'm reading that as Blue Sky. I don't know. This is weird. Because the ones you're listing are all here, but they're under Blue Sky. I don't know. Maybe somebody went through and edited Wikipedia wrong. Anyway, Minions. Can we talk about that for a sec?
Oh, well, no, because Ice Age and that stuff was actually 20th Century Fox. But the guy who founded Illumination was the one who oversaw Ice Age and Alvin.
That makes sense because they look so... Oh my god, that annoys me.
Mm-hmm. That's why they look so similar. That's why it's a similar
Oh
stuff.
my god. That sort of thing drives you up the wall because I'll be sitting there for ages going, but that doesn't make sense. That makes no sense stuff. Oh god, that was driving up the wall. Can we talk about Minions and how this has become a thing?
Minions are reconstituted corn kernels. That's all they are.
But how has this become a thing? Like, how...
I don't know.
Oh, and Dave, by the way, they're coming out with Despicable Me.
I'm up for that. I like Despicable Me. I like everything. I like everything but the Minions. I'm the one person in the world who actually enjoyed Despicable Me and didn't like the Minions.
I haven't actually seen the Minions yet.
I've not seen Minions. I just don't want to. Even Sandra Bullock couldn't get me into it.
It looks like actually one of the things they're going to be doing is coming up for Illumination is going to be an animated feature adaptation of Ricky Gervais's Flanimals.
Oh my god, that would be fantastic.
And a CGI adaptation of the Ugly Doll toy franchise.
I don't know what that is.
Neither do I, but I'm excited about the Ricky Gervais.
I love Ricky Gervais.
Because he's freaking hilarious.
Actually, whilst we're on Disney, let's go. If we just go back to Disney things for a sec. What was your favorite Disney cartoon? You can pick a couple here because I know there was a lot of them. but what sort of resonated with you? Like all those movie tie-in series that they had, or one of the original series that they had. Because right now, I am freaking in love with Gravity Falls, and that is, weirdly enough, that's Disney. I feel like the creator has just gotten in, and now he is just doing everything he can to screw up what Disney is.
Honestly, anything, for me, I'm going to go a lot more classic and say anything involving Pluto. Pluto is my absolute favorite Disney character.
I always liked DuckTales. I thought that was I love that cartoon. That and
DuckTales.
and Darkwing Duck.
I always enjoyed the Looney Tunes and the Looney Tunes when they were kids. Like, they had the cartoon series where they were kids.
Never watched that one.
Tiny Toons and Granny looked after them all.
Oh my god, I never watched that.
Plucky Duck. Plucky Duck and Buster and Bash.
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh my god, that'd be a whole other show talking about cartoons from the 90s.
Yeah. Yeah, because I think they were like the nieces and nephews of the original Looney Tunes.
Yeah.
Did you ever see?
They were going to school.
Did you ever see Lunatics Unleashed?
Was that with the Animaniacs?
No, the Animaniacs is a good cartoon. Lunatics Unleashed. Let me tell you about Lunatics Unleashed.
Oh dear.
You're going to have to make it kind of quick, though, because we're running long.
Lunatics Unleashed was a Warner Brothers cartoon set in a post-apocalyptic future, which had the descendants of all the Looney Tunes characters. But they were all superpowered badasses who spent their time saving the world. And they all had fluoro neon suits.
Oh, Jesus.
Okay.
Have you seen Spider-Man once he joins the Future Foundation and he has the glowy white and black suit?
Nope.
If you look that up, if anyone listening looks that up, or the Spider-Man Big Time suit, or the Iron Spider suit when it goes into stealth mode, you'll basically see what Lunatics Unleashed looked like. It only ran for like one season. I remember when I was a kid, I used to love anything Warner Brothers. So when that came out, I was super pumped. And it is one of the worst things I've ever seen. It's like DeviantArt got its own TV show. Oh, Jesus.
Alright, guys. Any final words about Disney or Pixar films? Either things you're excited for, or things you hope they don't do?
I think...
I'm just excited for everything. Give everything a chance, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, like, again, the thing that I think we complained most about Frozen, I think, and even then, Frozen was pretty gosh darn good.
Just for a sec, I wouldn't.
Well, I mean, from a technical standpoint, it was solid. The songs were good. It got a lot of people into it. I think if they can do that again with some other properties, I suppose my only concern would be that they're going to abandon any other project for Frozen, like Frozen 5, where they go on a holiday to the beach or something.
I want to see a Brave 2.
Oh, that'd be fun. Braver.
Yeah.
Brave with a Vengeance. Brave 2, Electric Boogaloo.
Bravest. Well, because like my favorite character wasn't even Merida; it was actually the triplets.
Yeah, they were great.
Oh yeah.
Like I would.
Like
seriously, I wouldn't mind seeing a movie about them.
That'd be a Minions
like
movie.
Have the sequel. But anyhow, so yeah, that's our take on Disney and Pixar films.
Very, very jumbled take.
Any parting message for our listeners today?
No.
Don't be jerks on the internet.
There you go. Don't be jerks on the internet.
Yep.
Don't be jerks.
We'll be jerks to you. I mean, what?
Oh, wait. Oh, you mean to them? Sorry, I thought you meant to me. I was thinking, okay. Friend.
Careful. He might fight you.
I will.
Don't fight me.
All right, everybody. This has been Minx. Dave.
Yep.
And Jasper.
Yep.
And saying, later, geeks.
Yeah.
Bye.